Today we're going to explore something that will completely transform your understanding of your spiritual journey. The 5 stages of spiritual awakening. But before we dive in, I want you to really think about something. Have you ever felt like you're waking up from a dream, but you're already awake? That's what spiritual awakening feels like, and today I'm going to show you exactly where you are on this journey. Let's start with where most people are. Complete unconsciousness. Think about it, what is consciousness really? Quantum physics tells us that nothing exists until it's observed by consciousness, yet most people are walking around completely unaware they're even conscious. In this stage, you're completely identified with your ego. But what is the ego? It's not what you think it is. The ego is like a computer program running old software. Every thought, every emotion, every reaction, it's all just programming. You think these thoughts are you, but they're not. Let me give you an example. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you get angry. But where does that anger come from? Is it really you, or is it just programming? In the unconscious stage, you believe you are that anger. You believe you are your thoughts, you believe you are your emotions. This is why most people feel stuck. They're trying to change their reality from inside the program. But here's the thing, you can't change the program while you're running it. You have to step outside it first. This is where things get interesting. Ego death isn't what most people think it is. It's not about destroying the ego, it's about seeing through it. Remember, quantum physics shows us that everything is just waves of probability until consciousness observes it. Your ego is the same way. During ego death, everything you thought you were starts dissolving. Your beliefs about yourself, about God, about reality, they all get wiped clean. It's like you've been watching a movie your whole life, believing you were the character, and suddenly you realize you're the audience. This stage can be frightening because it feels like you're losing yourself. But here's what's really happening. You're not losing yourself, you're finding yourself. You're separating from the story of you and becoming the observer of that story. Think about it like this. When you're dreaming at night, you believe everything in the dream is real. But when you wake up, you realize it was all just a dream. Ego death is like waking up while you're already awake. Once you've started waking up, something remarkable happens. You begin searching for truth. Not the truth others tell you, but real truth. This is where most spiritual seekers find themselves. You start asking the big questions. What is reality? What is consciousness? Who am I really? These aren't just philosophical questions anymore. They become burning questions that need answers. During this stage, you might find yourself drawn to spiritual teachings, meditation, quantum physics, anything that might help you understand what's really going on. It's like you've discovered there's a whole other frequency you never knew existed, and now you're trying to tune into it. But here's what most people miss about this stage. The search itself is part of the awakening. Every book you read, every video you watch, every meditation you do, it's all expanding your consciousness. You're literally rewiring your brain to perceive a higher reality. This is where the real transformation begins. Remember what we said about quantum physics and observation? Well, in this stage you start observing yourself from a higher perspective, and that observation changes everything. The masks start falling away. You can't pretend anymore. You can't play roles that don't align with your true frequency. Your authentic self, the real you that existed before society programmed you, starts emerging. This stage often brings major life changes. Relationships that don't match your frequency fall away. Jobs that don't align with your purpose become unbearable. You might feel like your whole life is falling apart, but really, it's falling into place. Think about it like tuning a radio. As you tune into a higher frequency, the lower frequencies naturally fade out. It's not about judging the lower frequencies. It's about resonating with what truly matches your authentic vibration. This is where everything comes together. You realize you're not separate from anything. You're connected to everything. Just like waves in the ocean aren't separate from the ocean itself, you're not separate from universal consciousness. In this stage, you start living in harmony with the universal flow. Your vibration naturally rises, and you begin creating reality consciously rather than unconsciously. You understand that everything is energy, everything is vibration, and you can choose which frequencies you want to tune into. But here's something crucial about this stage that most people don't talk about. It's not about reaching some perfect state. It's about embracing all frequencies, including the lower ones, with understanding and compassion. It's about being able to move through different vibrations while maintaining your connection to higher consciousness. Remember, these stages aren't linear, they're more like a spiral. You might experience multiple stages simultaneously or loop back through them at deeper levels. It's all part of the expansion of consciousness.